Hello and welcome back to another Now You Know with Yorktown Joe. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new figure from Operation Monster Force, Dr. Rand. Operation Monster Force comes in this packaging. Sorry about the glare there. There's a comic. It tells us that Dr. Rand has always pushed the boundaries of theoretical genetics, though few know his secret why. Dr. Tanis Rand is a werewolf. He pursued genetic research in order to find a cure for his condition, but what he discovered was far darker. The genome of the werewolf is incomplete. In the past, there was a far more lethal beast. Now Dr. Rand has joined forces with the Forgotten King, no longer interested in a cure for lycanthropy, but rather trying to perfect it. Alright, and that is a little read of the comic. You can see him, he's comes in a lab coat. He's got his alternate werewolf portrait and a alternate portrait to be a different doctor there. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. And let's see, we'll get this guy open. But first you can take a look at the back there. It's got a story about Red Moon Rising in this season or chapter of, season of Operation Monster Force. And now we'll get it open. Back of the packaging shows Dr. Rand and his transformation into the werewolf, and also as a bonus, that same comic is right there. So if you don't want to cut apart your box to save the comic, or you don't want to keep your box at all, you can keep this little tray, have that as a backdrop for them, but also read that comic anytime you feel like it. Alright, we'll put that in the back, and tray is I don't want to do that. You'll have to listen to the tray. Alright, here he is out of the package. He bears a striking resemblance to another doctor. He kind of looks like the 1960s Dr. Benton Quest. And I'll maybe drop a picture in here of Dr. Quest. Looks like Johnny Quest's dad. He's got a nice lab coat. The caps on those loafers are nice. A lot of attention to detail here. And then he comes with this werewolf portrait. Kind of a ginger werewolf. That's nothing wrong with that at all. That's pretty cool. And then this, that people are saying looks like Dr. Venom. I'm going to have a comparison because I do have a custom Dr. Venom I made before. We'll take a look and see what people think of that. It comes with a small case, like a lab case. And this is something we've seen before with Gridiron Studios. They had a kind of a larger one, but let's see, you can pull this out and you get a canister of whatever kind of serum or probably something to help him turn into a werewolf or control the werewolf mutation. He's doing all kinds of genetics, and he's not a good guy. We'll just say that. He's not a good guy. Maybe he started out as a good guy, but not a good guy anymore. Let's see if that case closes. Still a little stays shut when you first have it, but when you open it, then it kind of pivots up. I'm wondering if that's part of the hinges or if that's just part of the tray here. I know Gridiron props, theirs were perfect, but it's obviously a different manufacturing type altogether. So that's cool though. He's got some gear, and then he has a significant amount of other gear available as well. I'm going to depackage this without you having to listen to it crinkle. Okay, so the figure comes with the gripping hands, or the holding something other than weapon hands. He also comes in, has flesh colored trigger hands and kind of the graspy hands. So he's got the trigger hands and the graspy hands, so he's got a pair of those. And then he's got these blue hands, and these are supposed to be latex, like surgical gloves. So he's got grippy hands of that, trigger hands of that, C-grip hands of that. And then also, if he turns into a ginger werewolf, he's got kind of graspy hands of that and some trigger hands of that. So a lot of options. So I would say you have the option to make this guy the character that you're thinking of here, Dr. Rand, or his alternate ginger werewolf, or definitely not Dr. Venom, or whatever other mad scientist guy you are looking for. Or maybe you need a good scientist. You could make him into a good scientist. It's your figure. You can do what you like. But it gives a lot of options for that. It does have his tombstone figure stand, Dr. Rand. And then I forgot to mention he has kind of a laser looking pistol. And then this, originally some people were saying, hey, that looks like a phaser from 60s Star Trek, but it looks like an inoculation. It's got a kind of something where you kind of speed give somebody a shot for something, either to turn him into a werewolf or turn him away from a werewolf, whatever mad science this guy's doing. But let's take a look at my custom Dr. Venom, and we'll take a look at the alternate portraits here if I can pull them apart, and then lastly we'll close up with a comparison with Dr. Venom. Here he is as he's transformed and lost his mind and become a werewolf, the ginger werewolf. Beware. Alright, well that's probably enough of that guy. Let's take a look at him with the Dr. Venom portrait and compare to another figure. Maybe I'll do that in another video. We'll just focus this on just Dr. Rand. And here he is as Dr. Venom, trying to give someone an unwilling vaccine or inoculation, probably some plague toxin. Okay, and here he is with his Dr. Tolzien or Dr. Venom portrait. I just wanted to point out the extra hands. There's so many extra hands, and they've got the latex doctor gloves. I'm not sure how mad scientists are with cleanliness and worrying about possible infections, but just classified Doc, you could just really zhuzh him up by giving him some blue gloves, and they pop right in. Let me tell you, that's a good look right there. I'm thinking he's got 3 pairs there. He can at least spare 1 pair off to Doc for operations or some extra scenes you might do with that. So I thought people would be interested in that. They pop right in and kind of give Doc a extra vibe there to be able to help a patient without getting an infection from whatever Yojo Cola or snacks he was having right before he was operating. And here Doc is trying to reason with Dr. Tolzien or Dr. Venom to try to get him to behave and not cause any more people to become werewolves, or to stop experimenting on himself, because that's usually one of the first rules of mad scientists, is experiment on something that's not alive anymore and work on that to have an interesting story, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm going to experiment to myself and see how this goes. That probably is not for a long-term success. Anyway, this is just a custom option there. But we can take another look at our Dr. Rand with his Dr. Tolzien and his ginger werewolf portraits. He's got quite a lot of options here. And now you know, with Yorktown Joe.